I'm hungry. Stop. You want me to stop? Yeah. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
It's a new year, and it's time to pick some new movies for your Netflix list. This is Denny.
This is Barnabus.
And we've got 5 movies. Oh, fuck, we have 4. I forgot to change that.
What? Oh, shit.
Yeah, because the conversation was taken off like a bitch. I'm Denny.
I'm Barnabus.
And we've got 4 movies revolving around a common theme that we're going to discuss right now.
Well, what's that theme?
Well, Barnabus, if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
But it says right here in the script, it's conspiracies. So aren't we just going to talk about movies that deal with conspiracies? So the reason why we're doing conspiracy theories this week is because Netflix just added a movie called Moonwalkers to their queue that we've been dying to see for a very, very long time. Moonwalkers is a comedy based on the popular theory that the CIA hired Stanley Kubrick to stage the moon landing. So that's a huge conspiracy in and of itself. But before we get into that, we're going to dive into a few other picks that's in the Netflix catalog. I'm going to pass it on over to my good old buddy Denny to introduce the first movie we're going to talk about.
Casino Jack is an eye-opening documentary about Jack Abramoff, lobbyist, businessman, movie producer, and above all, con man. His powers of persuasion led to a seemingly endless web of political corruption in D.C., involving countless senators and congressmen, even potentially the president, and how money has taken the primary focus in politics. Abramoff's life is so extensive it feels like watching 10 documentaries in one. From his alliance with the South African government to produce a Dolph Lundgren movie, to the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands where sweatshops in Saipan can legally sport the tag Made in the USA, even having ties with the Russian mafia and organizing hits, it's all leading to his eventual imprisonment, which Abramoff's crimes are merely a starting point in uncovering the greed and self-interest that dominates US politics. It's admittedly not an easy film to sit through, especially if you're easily angered, but it's really an entertaining documentary that shows the cause and effects of corruption, connecting it as a primary factor of the recent US financial crisis and economic collapse.
Nothing gets me more fired up than like a good documentary like this. Mm-hmm. I mean, just to know that there's actually people out there that would take advantage and manipulate politics like this, like, it really infuriates me.
It's pretty sad.
I know. I mean, you want to believe in integrity in people, like in everybody, especially politicians of all people. But a film like this teaches you that you just can't afford to be so naive. And not to get too political with my time here, but it's crazy what power and money can do to a person. Yeah. But this is an excellent movie. It's well made and it's very well researched. And I'm ashamed to admit it, but this is my first Alex Gibney film I've seen. But I've read a lot about his other films, especially especially Enron, The Smartest Guys in the Room, and...
First one I saw, too.
Yeah. He also did Gonzo, The Life and Work of Dr. Hunter S. Thompson, and Taxi to the Dark Side, which won him his Oscars. So he's obviously a really good filmmaker, and many people have compared his documentary work to the films of Errol Morris. So I think that it definitely means something. So I look forward to seeing his other movies, and this was a great one to start with for sure.
Damn!
Alex Gibney, get on your knees.
Give me more movies.
Yeah, Alex, get on your knees for me. Suck my dick, Alex Gibney.
So next up, we're talking about our headliner film, the one that you probably clicked on the video to check out a review of. The new film from 1994, Clear and Present Danger. Some good old CIA bullshit for you.
This is the third of now 5 Jack Ryan films, and the second to star Harrison Ford. Other Jack Ryan stars Alec Baldwin and that dude from Star Trek that no one cares about. Ford plays Jack Ryan, of course. He's a government official who is thrown in the middle of an illegal war on drugs. And to be honest, that's probably all I'm going to say about the plot, because it's so convoluted, it involves many characters and drug cartels, and there's a conflict of interest with the president because his friend was killed or something like that. Willem Dafoe is just kind of just thrown in there out of nowhere. But I think at first, like, Clear and Present Danger may come across as kind of a generic political thriller. But what's interesting about this movie is that it doesn't rely on like shootouts and car chases for its thrills, but instead the movie's very patient and it's very dialogue heavy. It still isn't the most entertaining movie, I thought. Like, though the film is confidently made by action thriller veteran Philip Noyce, I don't think he was able to make the film quite fun enough to hold my attention for the whole 2.5 hour length. It honestly just made me wish Oliver Stone had directed it, because I feel like someone like Stone would have brought a lot more of his like fiery passion that would elevate this movie to a much more like watchable height, I think. Still, it's not a bad movie. It's just a bit unengaging and way too long for my taste.
I do agree. It is pretty by the numbers, but I was able to follow enough of the plot to stay pretty interested in it, and although I'm always kind of lost watching these kind of political thrillers. I can never really follow what's completely going on, but there's enough going on to where it's like there's a few explosions and gunfights and intense dialogue to where I thought it was pretty interesting. I definitely wasn't bored. I feel actually it may have turned too much into an action movie in the third act. Ryan turns into this John Rambo kind of character at the very end, where he's rescuing hostages and he's hanging off the side of a helicopter. He's like headshotting people.
Yeah, I mean, I made it seem like there's no gunfights like when I was talking, but there definitely is, and this last part is like on the level of Rambo 3.
Oh yeah, like more like Rambo 2. I think it is the ending of Rambo 2. But there's the action scenes. Over. Yeah, the action scenes preceding it are much more in character. That he's not really like. He's not an action hero. He's kind of just caught in the middle of it. And he has to find a way out, and he's kind of like fighting to survive, kind of. But it may be slow by today's standards of action films, but I really do think it's a movie worth checking out. Bitch.
All right. Now it is time for the one we've all been waiting for. You know, no more bullshit, no more teases. You know, the headliner, the primary fucking feature, Room 237.
You're familiar with The Shining, yes, one of the greatest horror films of all time, one of my personal favorites. Like any Kubrick movie, it can be endlessly analyzed and discussed, and such is the subject with Room 237. It's dissecting one of the most unforgettable horror films of all time, but this isn't a typical film analysis. It's the product of people who have developed full-blown obsessions with this movie. Different theories, conspiracies, interpretations are explored. Perhaps the film is an allegory for the genocide of Native Americans, maybe a comparison to the Holocaust and the war crimes committed by the Nazis, or a signed confession by Kubrick that he did in fact stage the moon landing by placing strategically hidden evidence in the film. I found all this to be pretty far-fetched. But that didn't stop it from being a really, really interesting movie. It's more about the obsession of its presenters, that a film could have such an effect on a person that they watch it hundreds of times and decode a message that may or may not actually be there. It's an atmospheric, really trippy round of mind games that film lovers in particular would really enjoy playing along with.
You know, and that's what I really loved about this movie, is just playing along, like, just hearing these theories that are so radical, and I mean, I outright disagree with almost all of them,
yeah.
But I love hearing people out, and I love hearing like the evidence that they have supporting it, and sometimes it's kind of like, it's kind of interesting,
Truly creative thinking.
You know, it's like, yeah, I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some theories are more convincing than others, but they're all equally as fascinating. They're all equally fun to listen to, and just, I love to imagine how much time people have spent like obsessing over this and analyzing everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it really goes to show the power that one film can have on a person or an entire group of people. But
some different people can look at this one movie and see it 100 different ways.
I know.
I mean, it's so many different things.
For
it's
sure.
Pretty crazy.
And like the thing about Kubrick's film is it doesn't make any rational sense anyway. So like all interpretations of the film are equally valid, I think.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't read a whole lot into The Shining. But I certainly applaud people's efforts to decode whatever message they see in the film.
Absolutely. And also worth noting, The Shining is available on Netflix. Would make a great double feature.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't even think about that.
So finally, the one you've all been waiting for.
The time has come.
We're finally talking about the recently added pick here. So, we are not going to be talking about Moonwalkers.
Ooh.
Because we were lied to. This is kind of
a conspiracy all on its own.
This is kind of meta here because, yes, I looked at various sources in preparation of this episode that Moonwalkers was going to be released on Netflix January 15th. On January 15th, we were on the couch ready to watch Moonwalkers. Moonwalkers is not on Netflix.
Yep.
Anywhere.
Yep. Someone doesn't want us to see this movie. Like, because we only have Netflix. I mean, at least I only have Netflix. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But someone went out of their way. It's a conspiracy to stop us from seeing and reviewing Moonwalkers on this show.
So fuck those guys. We watched The Wedding Date instead.
Yeah, fuck yeah. We're not getting slowed down. We watched The fucking Wedding Date. We watched fucking Will and Grace the movie.
Yeah.
Starring Will and Grace.
Yeah, Will and Grace was
and
really...
Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The greatest of them all.
Yeah, and Dermot Mulroney's flabby chest.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, it's such a good movie. Like, it's, what's it about again?
So Will and Grace needs a date to her sister's, like her slutty sister's wedding. So she like hires a prostitute played by Dermot Mulroney's flabby chest.
That's right.
And sorry.
It's giving me just thinking about it.
And like they go to England and they bone. And
they bone in a boat. Yeah,
they bone in a boat. Yeah, boat boning. And then other people are boning. I wasn't kidding. The sister is kind of a slut. Yeah. Because she was boning like 4 different dudes.
Oh, played by Frozen.
Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Played by Frozen.
Is she in Frozen? No,
she's
she's in the other, like the live action Frozen they
Monsters vs. Aliens.
No, what's the
live action Frozen?
Yeah, they made it before Frozen. Enchanted, is that what it's called?
What?
Ella Enchanted.
Is it Ella Enchanted?
No, I'll throw up a poster.
Or was
for
it was Hella Enchanted?
Hella Enchanted, the gangster version.
Yeah. There's a movie called Ella Enchanted.
No, it's the one where it's like James Marsden and Amy Adams, and they're in real
Ella
life.
Enchanted.
No, it's not Ella Enchanted. Shut the fuck up.
I guess I would recommend it to those who love flabby chests because you should have seen the way Will and Grace reacted to fucking Dermot Mulroney's flabby chest. Like, you get her reaction when he takes his shirt off, right? But you don't see his chest, and she's like,
yeah.
like pretending like not to look at it, but she is, and she's like that.
Yeah,
and then when it
just go like,
yeah,
they start hitting her in the face.
Yeah, she's like, and then it cuts to the reverse, and he looks like me with my shirt off. I was like, whoa, if that's what chicks really think, I need to go out in public more often with my shirt off.
It's a pretty unpleasant movie, how sexually aggressive it is.
I know. It holds nothing back, like the salad tossing scene I'm pretty sure was unsimulated.
For a PG-13 movie, yeah, they really fit a lot into it.
And it really goes to show how corrupt the MPAA really is. Because the movies I see that get R ratings and NC-17s, like, and this gets a PG-13. I mean, she gets
conspiracy.
Yeah, it is a conspiracy. It really is because she gets like brown shit stains all over her lips in that scene. I'm not joking, dude. She seriously does.
I must have missed that.
No, I didn't miss it.
Damn.
Either that or we were watching different movies. Because I can't remember if I watched it with you or on Pornhub. But either way, the movie I saw was disgusting. And that should not have been rated PG-13. I'm like, dude, my niece could go in and see this, and that is not cool.
You didn't watch it with your niece, did you? You went on Pornhub with your niece.
Well, we thought we were watching a PG-13 movie. That doesn't matter what website you're on.
I mean, it is true that Pornhub offers free content. Probably not a good idea to plan a family movie night, though.
It said PG-13, alright? I figured even if it's Pornhub, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's just like the time I downloaded that 007 movie off of LimeWire, Octopussy.
Oh,
He's like,
you're just setting yourself up for failure there.
Like, man, this is an extremely sexual movie. But I don't know, that's just what's wrong with Hollywood these days. It's this movie. Watch this movie and you'll see, like, it makes me sick. It's just so immoral and disgusting.
Mm-hmm. It's truly a conspiracy, so we advise you all to watch The Wedding Date.
I highly recommend The Wedding Date.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's it for Q Builder.
That's our episode of Q Builder this time. And
So, yeah, keep watching stuff on Idiot Box. We're posting things occasionally whenever we get videos done.
Never, we're not lazy.
Yeah, disregarding Henry's posting a lot more videos, so always check out his channel. He just posted some reviews. Most recent review would be, Henry, what's your most recent review?
Interstellar?
Interstellar, that's
Nailed
right. Check
it.
out Interstellar, yeah, so provide the link of that one right here in front of Barnabas's
Right
face.
here by his elbow.
Okay, right here by my elbow. Maybe I'll have a link here and a link here.
Yeah, you pick.
Yeah, so...
One will take you to the Pornhub link.
Yeah, one will take you to Pornhub, one will take you to Interstellar, and I'm not going to tell you which one.
Till the next time, hopefully we see you guys in another month, maybe less, who knows. Till then, I love you, I love our helper, and I love you.
Take care.
Fuck you, Alex Gibney.